Oh, boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Tokyo Crypto Show, episode 66. Operation Green Rolex update, 11,000 Bitcoin. Charlie, let's just get right down to it. Where the fuck did this come from? What happened here?
It's the halvening in action.
You think that's what you think it is?
Well, it's delayed response. Every halving that happens, right? The price doesn't move immediately after. The first time that Bitcoin went to the upside, it happened pretty much almost immediately after, like 1 or 2 weeks after the halving. The price went crazy up. The second time we had a halving, the price took a few weeks to go sideways before it went up. Now we were having a couple of months sideways, and now we're finally moving up, but we're still not broken 100% to the upside in terms of like the long-term pattern. Once we do that, which I'm seeing happening, if it's not happening now, it will happen and complete by the time we get to the end of September. Then the goal for that will move up to $27,000 per Bitcoin within the next probably year and a half, if not sooner. So things are looking good.
Things are looking good indeed. We got a lot to talk about. So how do we want to start about this? Because, okay, for you guys that don't know what Operation Green Rolex is, pre-beer bug nonsense, right? Pre-happy, terrible time in my life. We had realized that we could do something on the show to show you guys how to make money using cryptocurrency, no bullshit. So we took $10,000 and we made Operation Green Rolex. So the goal, so the Rolex itself, we're gonna buy it is my money. So we're gonna be the Daytona. I believe it's 18 karat gold with the green face. Charlie, can you pull that up? Daytona, pull it up and just throw it on the.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it's so funny.
Who's that?
I don't know. Somebody's just writing write my mom's name in the chat.
Fucking retards.
Oh boy, look at the smile on my face though. Look, okay, so here it is. This is the Rolex, right? Just click on that one right there. Just make it big. So this is about $53,000 USD. So we took $10,000. That means we need to make $63,000. So we need to make $53,000 in total profit. So the target number we have to reach is $60,300, right?
Yep.
And so initially, before Luca ruined our plans,
hey man, you're the one that presses the button or doesn't press it.
I did. It's my fault. It's my fault. But so let's just let me screen share here then. So the original plan was to go with ADA, and so ADA here, as you can see, it is now at 7. So the entry point we were planning at this time was about 4 cents. So let's just pull up the calculator real quick. So I'm just going to show you our initial plan and then what was supposed to happen but didn't have happen. So we have 14 cents here. So take a look at this calculator screen. We'll do the math on the screen for everybody. So you take 10,000 US dollars divided by 0.04 cents. Now you have a $250,000 Cardano. And then you times it right now times 0.14, and then you're at 35,000. So you're up 25 G's on your 63G target number. Oh, actually, no. With this, you're actually almost halfway there with the total amount there. So that's what we were planning to do, but obviously the thing of the whole nonsense, the pandemic. Spooked a lot of investors, and quite frankly, spooked me. I didn't make any moves during that time, and some other people did. People scooped up. I bought a little. Everybody knows I'm in your trading chat. I was been waiting for like 2.5 months. I should have just pulled the trigger at 6, 7, but I was just wah, Mr. Greedy. But anyways, it happens, and that's just that's me just trying to play big. But the good news is, so I'm not going to pull it up on screen, obviously, for safety reasons. So Okay, let's just talk about the first one that we did, Charlie. So do you have charts and everything to go along with that and explain it?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull. You're talking about Celsius, yeah?
Yes, to from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Celsius.
Yep.
Let's see. Jesus Christ. I wonder whose channel this is on. Maybe it's
What are you talking about? It's on my channel.
I'm seeing some weird comments coming from
Oh, do I have to go and police that bullshit?
let me see.
Probably. Let's see here.
Just let me see. No, I just see it on this one. Something
It could be from your Facebook.
I don't know where it is. But
It's not on mine.
I see it in StreamYards.
Yeah, I see it there too. Oh, you can put users and time me out from StreamYards.
Yeah, let me just block it.
There you go.
I don't know where that's coming from though. I don't see it on my YouTube on my end.
It's not on my YouTube either, so
Strange. We reload. Yeah, I don't know. I think every time we use StreamYards and YouTube, I think YouTube sabotages StreamYards somehow because it's only showing like 12 live viewers on my YouTube channel, but everybody should know I'm live here. Let me put the Telegram chat. Okay. But anyways, right. you get those ready.
I got it.
All right, so let's pull it up and take the reel there, Jesus. Let's go. Crypto Jesus.
Hey, I'll take the reins from Roger any day.
There you go.
So here's a Celsius chart. Another one that if you would have caught down here, back in, well, I mean, it's pretty massively bullish, right? But if you would have caught it back here, down back in March, also would have got it pretty good. Obviously, it wasn't really on my radar until May, which was right around, I would say, this area here, about 16 to 20 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, what we were looking at here was just a very short-term play just from July 13th, which we got in right here around 38 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And we had about a 20% increase to about 45 cents.
Excuse me.
So we got that pretty decent increase.
Mm-hmm.
So, it gave us a few bucks on $10,000. That's $2,000. So, can't complain.
I don't, where is, Myron, where are you watching us? On what channel are you commenting? Because I don't see you, Myron, at all.
Oops,
go ahead, Charlie. Just keep on with the explanation.
Yeah, I was going to look at my, I wasn't sure which channels things were on. But yeah, that's about it for the explanation. It's up 20% from where we got it, or it was up 20% where we got some out of profits here. So we got about a couple thousand on that. So, I mean, that's a decent start. But Celsius is probably going to now come back down here. It has a potential in the next few days to come maybe back up to that 45-cent mark and then break down. But I'm expecting this thing to come back down to this area around 27, 30 cents before making a really big move for the second half of this year. So for people who are interested in their own Operation Green Rolex using Celsius particularly, I would say watch from September to December of this year for Celsius.
Good shit. Okay, I see what's going on now. All right, yeah, good. So I had a little technical difficulties in my back end here. Look at these guys are such losers. Well, since the MGTOW guys are here, it's time to flex. All right, so what are we going to talk about first? Are we going to talk about the profits made? So here's what we did. We're getting a little aggressive. This is obviously I'm getting a little aggressive too. We fell behind on Operation Green Rolex, and we were kind of like, damn, we're fucking losers. What the hell? And then we got our senses about us. And now I also have invested some of my private money, and we're making some moves towards actually accomplishing Operation Green Rolex. So technically, we're breaking the rules of the initial starting with 10K. True. So full transparency. But however, there is opportunity for cash to be made here. Let's talk about the one you did first, Charlie. Go ahead.
You talking about the Bitcoin move or the Celsius move?
From Bitcoin to Ethereum to Celsius.
Which one are you talking about? Oh, you mean I got you from the Ethereum to Celsius move.
Yes.
Because I was getting confused by the Bitcoin move because I was thinking the move from the recent Bitcoin price.
No. I'll talk about my Bitcoin move. You talk about yours.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about the Ethereum to Celsius move. So the Celsius move I just showed.
Right.
In order to get into Celsius, you have to be in Ethereum, right? So here, hold on a second. Let's go and share screen now.
No, Myron, this unplugged fit is fire. Look at this guy. Might switch back to unplugged fitness. No, sir. I'm trying this thing. This is good stuff. Yeah.
All right. So here's the move on Ethereum. To be honest, if we would have just stuck in Ethereum instead of moving over to Celsius, we'd have had about a 28% gain. So about 8% more than we got in Celsius. So not really that big of a difference. But I mean, obviously, that's $1,000 difference with the stuff we're managing.
Right.
But for Ethereum, we got in actually pretty much at the bottom of this channel right here.
Right.
Right.
So we bought. Okay. So at this point, we got. What was the price exactly? Because did I buy it, or I sent you Bitcoin or Ethereum?
You sent me Ethereum, so you bought it with Ethereum.
Okay. And then where did
And
I buy that?
You bought that right around here at about 225.
On Binance, did I buy it?
Yeah.
Really? Let me check my Binance right
Well,
now real quick.
I think you bought it on Binance. You must have, because that's well. I mean, I guess you could have bought it somewhere else, but
So I sent you Ethereum. Are you sure?
100%.
How many Ethereum did I send you?
45.
45. So
that was about 10,300 at the time. So I guess we can figure out the actual price 100% from that.
I'm waiting for a verification text to come from Binance. So go ahead.
10,300 divided by 45. Yeah, so sorry, I was a little bit off. $228.88. So $229 we got it at.
229. Okay, so what's it at right now?
Right now Ethereum's at 322, but we moved it into Celsius during that time that Ethereum was down.
Right.
And so we missed this extra 8% on the Ethereum move, but in Celsius, we got that 20% gain, which I was talking about just a second ago, which on this chart, if I have to blow it up to make it look more, significant, but the prices, we're just working with our smaller numbers. So we got in here around that 38-cent mark and got out here around that 45-cent mark. So, but I think this thing could come back up towards 45 cents, but it doesn't really matter. We're sitting out now waiting for our next move, basically.
Wow.
So, I mean, a $2,000 gain, 20% gain, nothing to be, sniffing them or not looking down upon or whatever you want to say, just because, it could have made 8% more by just sticking with Ethereum, but that move was pretty massive for Ethereum itself.
So starting off with, what was it, 10,000 flat, or how much was it?
10,300.
And then now it's currently at what?
12,300.
So a quick $2,000.
Yeah, this was in terms of timing. This was like really quick. So in terms of timing, it was the 13th to around here on the 14 days, about 2 weeks.
Right. Okay. So that's part one. So we're going to kind of just sit. Are we just waiting in Celsius now, right now?
No, in Ethereum.
Oh, so we're back in Ethereum?
Yep. And Ethereum right now is, we could move it into a stable coin. We look at Ethereum. Basically, Ethereum's going to do similar to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin right now, if Bitcoin gets above, in my opinion, 11,300 or 11,250, something around there, I think Bitcoin can continue up at least until the middle of August. Right? Going up to try to test maybe even somewhere as far as $13,000, $13,500. And so in Ethereum's case, if we pull it out, I guess, on a weekly chart, it doesn't have a lot of resistance right here. It's basically right above its weekly resistance area. And the next area of major resistance is around $400. So Ethereum could also make a pretty good move here, along with Bitcoin over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Bitcoin is quite frankly shocking me for how much it's pushing upwards.
Yep. You want to know the reason for that?
Yeah, definitely.
So if I go over here, so I never go for fundamental reasons. A lot of people like to go for news, but I just always look at the chart and I just go, what's the reason on the chart? I don't really care what, narrative or story people spin up, but, except for back here, I think China did this one for sure, right? it helped upon this 3-day pump up to 10,300 from 7,300. That one was just way too massive and unexpected. That was definitely from the China move. But looking here, basically Bitcoin had this symmetrical triangle pattern. It broke out, came back and kind of on the top of that pattern, and then massively broke out. Now, for this pattern, you roughly have about a 17% move here. And so if you go from the breakout, about 17% to the upside, that would bring us to this area here, about 11,000 or about 10,900. To be honest, I thought Bitcoin was going to get rejected there. But it continued moving up, so that's good. Just keep holding on. And this area right here at 11,000, if it goes below there on a daily close, then we start playing defense, and you probably have a chance, or there's a chance that Bitcoin goes down, because in terms of its current cycles, the high was on day 29, so that's within the first half of the cycle. So if Bitcoin can't break above the previous highs, then it's just going to roll over here and probably come down in a pretty big smash down. But I don't think, my gut feeling is that we continue here for a couple of weeks.
Really? How long?
Until the middle of August.
And what are we going to be testing?
So the first test, as I mentioned, was this one here, about 11,300. If it clears that, the next test is 11,600. If it clears that, well, not too much price action in this black space, right? There's just this little bit of wickage back in 2017, 2018, and this little bit that we had here in early 2019. So I guess technically you would probably come up to this next candle here and say the next would be 12,300. If it can beat that, it can try to come up to this 13,000, 13,300, $500 area, basically right where it hit at the high of last year. Then, so let's just say that happens for Bitcoin, right? Let's do something like this. So Bitcoin comes up here over the next 2 weeks into the middle of August, hits 13,000 or something. Then comes down into September, back down towards 10,500, or maybe get support here at 11,000, and then can, try to continue up. But that this isn't like obviously like a beautiful prediction on, this. Don't look at this dotted line. I mean, it's just a crude drawing. But on the larger scale, if we turn this to a weekly chart, so I was talking about this on my channel on the pregame show, which is, just turn off the air conditioner. So once we have a confirmed breakout of this top trend line, which we're getting close to now, we have about 4.5 days for Bitcoin to stay above 11,000 in order to confirm that this has been broken, this pattern of lower highs. And once that happens, right, if we do test this 13,000 area, come back down, try to test the top of this trend line, then once it does a move like that, right, just a small move to the upside, that gets people not only excited, but also knowledgeable that it's going to be harder to push Bitcoin down now after the halving, because it's twice as easy to push up because there's half the supply basically coming into existence. So it's twice as easy to push it up, twice as hard to pull it down. So once people notice that, the advantage is to the upside, and the goal and mark for next year is this $27,000 mark, which I mentioned earlier. And that's because of this pattern here. If you were to take the top of this pattern, which was 19,666 to the bottom, which is about 3,125. It's about, well, sorry, I can't go do that. Sorry, do the opposite. So that's about no, that's not how I'm not going to do it based on percentage, actually, because percentage is bad on the macro scale. On the macro scale, I'll just do the price. So 19,600 minus, what's this? 3,125. So let's just say, what's that? $16,000. Add that on to 11,000, you get that $27,000 mark, basically.
Son of a bitch. I always get that anxiety. So, all right, let's talk about the second part here. Pull Bitcoin BTC. Let's talk about the early. Remember that one time you called me like, buy now, buy, just do it.
I can show where that is on this chart as well.
Let's pull that up and let's bring it from there to current day.
Yeah, that was fun. So we'll put it back down on the daily here. All right. So when we're looking at this current price action, the buy signal was right here at about 9,350. We had this 50-day moving average, and Bitcoin broke above this trend line to the downside. So it broke above that, which gave that 10,900 mark, which I've mentioned how we got that earlier. So once it confirmed that, yeah, it's going to get above 9,350 pretty easily, that was the buy signal. So we bought, and I'll just put a little box on it. We bought right here, right? Which, by some estimations was early or high, right? Because we came back down here after the buy signal. But the key to this was we stayed above the trend line on the daily closes. We wicked down these little, price actions down for in the middle of the days. But during each daily open or close, Bitcoin mainly stayed above this.
Right.
So everybody in the group understood that we bought mainly here. People who were convinced that this was a bullish move could add more here.
Right. And this was July 8th.
Yes.
July 8th was the move. Okay.
Exactly.
July 8th was the entry point. What was the exact price we talked about? It was about 9,500, right?
Yeah, mine was 94.15. Yours probably somewhere around there because you were doing webinars, so I'm not sure if you could have jumped on it right away.
Let me see. I could run some. I'm gonna do a JPY to USD. I have the log in front of me. I'm not gonna show my screen, but I can put it 12012. So, actually, I got it a little higher than I expected.
Where'd you get?
I got it at 9,639.
Oh wow, that's pretty high. That didn't even get to that price that day, so that must have been because it only got on that day to 94.79. So that probably was a markup on Bitflyer.
It also could be the yen to dollar changing in strength over these last couple of days.
Yeah, the dollar's been pretty ridiculous the last since the pandemic.
So well, even though let's give it that. So 9,639. So and that was okay. So I bought 8 Bitcoin at that time. So let's do this. Here, let me share my screen. So we're going to go to your calculator. So 8 Bitcoin, right? Times, let's just say 9,639 is what I had on the previous one. Okay. So that means $77,112 was invested, right? So then, now, so this was an aggressive big move, guys, FYI. So then I sold it at 1135019. So then I sold it at 10,810. So then so then all right, actually I need to write this number down. Can you keep log of that number there, Charlie?
10,810?
No, that one right there on the screen.
Oh, 77,112. Okay.
Can you mark it down somewhere?
Yeah, sure. I'll grab a pen. Hold on. Or, I mean, you can go ahead. I'll remember it for now, and I'll write it down.
Okay, 77112. So, anyways, so we're writing in the chat. So, anyways, okay, you got a nice little reminder here. So now, 8 Bitcoin times what was it? 10,810 equals 86. So what was the number I gave you?
You gave me 77,112.
77112. So yeah, I mean, in $9,000 profit in about 21 days.
Not bad.
Aggressive move, a very aggressive move. Aggressive, right? Me and Charlie, I've been in Bitcoin since 2016, so I've been doing it for 4 years. Okay, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. You see this Arkham Asylum? Because we're making crazy gains out here, boy. They're just fucking crazy. This is not a joke. This is skill. This is real life. This is stuff that you can do. And this is why I always tell you guys, make money, make muscles, learn game. That's in Japan. That was done with yen, Japanese yen. And yeah, man. I mean, just a little bit. So between the so what we're gonna do is we're gonna store this together. So between the $9,000 that I made right there, plus the 2 that Charlie made, I have 11,000 total
within the month of July.
11,000 is total. So we need to get to 63. So we're about a sixth of the way there. We got a couple tricks up our sleeve. We got a long road ahead of us. However, we're not quitters and we're definitely not dummies. So, we got to get on this. We got to flex on these broke boys, these broke MGTOWs out here stinking up the chat with their nonsense.
Yep. Well, they got to get into Bitcoin. They got to, if they can't, get women right, at least get their money right.
They're not going to get it either, right?
I know.
So, what do you think, Charlie? Was that good work?
It's great work. I mean, making basically $11,000 pure profit within a month. Just making what we did. Bought Ethereum, going to Celsius, sold out of a Celsius, going to Bitcoin, sold a Bitcoin. I guess technically 4 moves on the exchanges. Not terrible.
Not terrible at all.
But the only thing is if Bitcoin's gonna make another move up for a couple of weeks, if we want to take advantage of that, we just gotta see, and maybe you gotta buy back in, but make a 2-week move, make another couple thousand.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna take it one day at a time. Just kind of just ride it out a little bit. You want to go to nightclub on Friday?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's go. Me, you, and Mac are gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go have a good old crypto time. It's gonna be a good time. What else do we want to talk about? Because this was a solid W.
Yeah, so I guess it's just like, where do you go from here, right?
Right, some moves forward. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I think in terms of the moves which are clear is Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then I have 10 top coins for the second half of this year. Obviously, you're not going to be able to jump in all of them, or you're not going to want to even jump into all of them. But you're going to want to ride a few of the waves, right? So Bitcoin and Ethereum, like I said, Bitcoin's maximum level between now and at the end of August would be about 13,500. I don't see it getting above that. The maximum move for Ethereum within the next, a couple of weeks would probably be 400, 450.
So we're back in Ethereum now at what entry point?
Just at the current price. It's just been floating around there the last couple of days.
What's the number?
Roughly. Yeah, about 320.
320 is the entry point, eh?
Yep, which is the current price. And
450 we pull out?
If it goes up there. So that depends on Bitcoin over the next couple of days, right?
Right.
The other portion, the stuff that you're holding, you can jump into Bitcoin if it shows strength within the next 5 days. If not, we wait for a dip on these things, and we get out of Ethereum into Tether, and we just wait it out in cash until another dip down. And then the real stuff for not this bull market, but for the early part of this bull market, the real big moves are going to happen from September through the end of the year.
So let me ask you this. This is what I was thinking as well, and part of me was had a hunch about this. Regardless, look, the stock market always moves every election. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it does. I think everybody's
Trump in 2016
doing some
fucking
fuckery.
Soared. In 2016, it fucking soared. Okay, let's just remember that here. So what are we thinking? Here's two school of thoughts for me right now. I'm thinking this is kind of like a delayed summer pump like we got last year. Remember last year in summer, did we hit 14 or did we hit 13?
at the end of June, so it was around June 25th last year, we hit just under 14,000, 13,800. And then we dumped down into July, and then in August into about mid-August, around this time, we pumped back up on a relief pump to about 12,200. So it was basically June 14,000, July 9,000 and a little bit, and then August 12,200, and then September another move down. So if we did something similar to last year, we'd continue moving up until the middle of August, and then have a September pullback. But the thing that I think is different is last year it went off a cliff at the end of September. I think this year at the end of September, crypto's going up. And my end of year targets for Bitcoin, just kind of not even a too bullish target, just something that could very well happen, is about $15,000, and Ethereum about 800.
God damn, Ethereum 800? You're lying ass. No way.
No, I mean, it's about equivalent to about $15,000 Bitcoin.
So that'll put us at what?
Well, it depends what we're in.
24?
It'll put us at a good chunk. So let's say you, with your current holdings, right, the current profit that you took, you put that all into, let's say, Bitcoin. Right, going from currently at 11,100 to 15,000, that'd be about a about a $4,000 increase per Bitcoin. So times 8, what's that? 4 times 8 is 32. So $32,000.
87 G's. Right.
And then on the Ethereum, right now it's at 320 going to 800. That's up more than a double.
Right.
On that 10,000, so that's an extra, or on the 12,000, so that's an extra 12,000. Add those two together, you get 40,000 plus the. That's pretty much it. So it's a pretty good way there. The other thing that is going to happen, I think, for the second half of this year is Celsius going from potentially, the 30-cent mark towards, I'm guessing towards $1 to $1.60. So that's a good. What's that? 3 to 5 times move at least. So if we put a chunk in Celsius instead of Ethereum, you could get a bigger gain as well.
Charlie, you were talking about something too. You say you think this is the beginning of the second bull run?
Yep. Well, actually, technically, I think we had the beginning of it last year, but that was a really quick one. But yeah, this is the true push of the next bull run. Once we get above the new all-time high, that's what we're aiming for.
So in that case then, so you're saying Bitcoin is a potential 15K by the end of the year.
Yep. And and then next year we have 27K and never going below 15K again after next year. Okay.
So now let's take a look at what we got here. So Bitcoin is currently 11,083. So if let's just say I have my 80, so 87 divided by 11,000. Okay, so now I get 7.9 Bitcoin, and then sell at 15 by the end of the year. So yeah, that would be a pretty decent year of in gains. So you'll come out at the end with $118,000. After starting with what? What did we start with? We started with
77,112.
Yeah, 77. Not bad. 50K. Like just south. It was like 40K ish, north of 40K, but not bad. I mean, that's good. That's good for that. Last you like half a year if you want to ball out.
Yeah, and
it lasts you a whole year if you want to be Mr. Spartan. That too.
Yeah, and going $12,000, right, which we have now in the account that's geared towards the Celsius stuff or potential altcoins. If we did the Celsius move, let's say it does the 5 times move, right, that gets us almost to the green Rolex territory, anyways, and then plus the Bitcoin profits, you're just sitting really, really good.
That's a nice income, and we got to declare all of the taxes for it, all of them.
Yep, got to make sure you show those when you buy the Rolex. Be like, yep, I did pay my taxes on it.
Blockchain. That's right.
You don't have to pay taxes if you on it, except for sales tax. If you keep it in crypto, you pay for the watch in crypto.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right? Like we can hustle these people like, yo, why don't you download a bread wallet? Let me just give you some Bitcoin. You give me that Rolex. Let's shake some hands. Let's kiss some babies. Let's get this over with.
With the current state of the economy, I think that's not, you wouldn't have to pull too many people's legs at that point to get that done. I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, I'd rather have that than cash. Fuck yeah. But it's whether their store would let them do that or not, or their manager.
Yeah. I think that we have a lot of good stuff coming up from here. And I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of X factors because the election's coming up. Things like people are enjoying summer right now, but look, shit's gonna get crazy soon. And so, with the election happening, it's gonna turn up. Like, there's gonna be a new coronavirus. There's gonna be fucking murder hornets with coronavirus. They're racist too. They're racist hornets too. So it's like every terrible nightmare in your dream. There's a lot of uncertainty, which means there's going to be a lot of volatility, which means there's a lot of money to be made. But this is the time. So for you guys out there that are like, you crypto guys, and there's not been a lot of volatility in the market, let's be honest, right?
Yeah, it was pretty quiet for the end of June, early July for about a month.
From now until the end of the year, there's going to be a lot of volatility in crypto, for sure.
It's going to be great.
That I can guarantee. So so how we can make money is this. So we can either buy into something and then ride the wave up, right? Or we can, take our profits and short our way down and get more coins. Therefore, likely, later when it actually eventually goes back up, if you're buying good coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin, reliable coins. I would even go on a stretch to say Bitcoin Cash. But really, I'm so jaded these days. It's just straight up, it's like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then pretty much that's it.
Yeah, the other stuff is just like if you want to take a calculated gamble on something that's going to go up quite well.
Right. On these little, you got to catch the wave on these shit coins. Like when they launch, they go, hey, we got some, we fucking losers, You have to just catch the funding wave. Maybe they get a little momentum,
Yeah, because they're not consistent throughout the whole bull market. You have to time them pretty well.
So Will says, so ETH is a good buy now at 321. I would say, well, I'm sitting on fucking Ethereum. I bought for like $800. So yeah, I would say for me personally, if I gotta switch these around, yes. Okay.
Yep. What I would say,
I don't want to get too ahead of myself right now with Bitcoin taking off because I want to get antsy, but I'm like, I feel like this might be like a repeat of last summer as well. But are the fundamentals there for it to take off, or we still don't know?
No, the fundamentals are. Oh, let me show you this website. This will get you nice and pumped a little bit.
Oh, do it. I took some Cialis today. Let's go.
Yep. Look into Bitcoin.com. There's a bunch of different charts on this that will show. We'll just take a second here to load, but there we go. All right. So the question that Will is asking, right, is it a good buy now? And if you're talking about for the next 1 to 2 months, probably. But if you're looking at the next 2 years, definitely, because Ethereum, I think, goes up towards, let's say, being conservative, $6,000 per Ethereum by the end of this bull market. But I'm thinking it's going towards more like 10,000. So get it while you get it here is not going to be a problem. But looking at this website, looking at Bitcoin.com, there's this reserve risk thing. I'm not going to explain exactly how this all works and everything, but basically it has these two bands. One is low risk, one is high risk. And you can see all the times it got in high risk, it was a peak of certain points in the bull market, right? So that's pretty consistent. You can also see the dips at the bottom were also the good points in the bear markets, right? Bitcoin's been under here for quite a while. Basically, anything under about $12,000 for this reserve risk is basically a good buy for Bitcoin. So the way that I would look at Ethereum's price or other
Under 12K?
Yeah.
You really that bullish?
Yeah.
You sound a little crazy to me, to be honest with you.
Well, you're just getting, this is
Not
the
a
other
bad way. I've
No,
been
I
a
know.
little disconnected, but I'm just
not only disconnected, but also
well, I'm still bossing these streets. I made $9,000. Okay, come on now.
yeah, from my help.
You did. Charlie, guys, literally, this is the benefit of having Charlie's friend. He just called me. He's like, "Listen, idiot, stop whatever you're doing and just buy Bitcoin right now. Just buy as much as you can. Go." And I was just like, "All right, I got it."
Yep, exactly. And so, it's all good. It's all Gucci. But here's the other chart. Where is this one? Stock to flow model. So this one is also one that blows people's minds. But I mean, when you look at, remember that chart that said how the emotions of a market go as well?
Yeah.
And one of the emotions towards the end before we get a pump is just kind of denial.
Right.
Price is going up. People are like, oh yeah, same as all the other times it dropped down. It's going to go back down. It's going to go back down. And then all of a sudden shit, face melting pump. Right?
Right.
So it's the natural emotion of the current market is to be, non-believing, right? Just basically say, yeah, this is bullshit. It's not going to continue. It's going to come back down to 9,000, 7,000, whatever, which that possibility is there. But when you look at these long-term models for Bitcoin, I mean, this one stock flow, right, gives us somewhere between 2021 and 2024, $100,000 per Bitcoin. So that, that possibility is there. For Bitcoin to have $1 trillion in market cap, which would only be about, I think, 1/7 or 1/8 the market cap of gold. So not even that much money. It only has to, if it got to $1 trillion in market cap, it'd be $56,000 per Bitcoin. So the potential for Bitcoin is massive. And also the other thing that's interesting is when the stock market is up, Bitcoin tends to be up. When it takes a dip, Bitcoin tends to stay up better.
So I see it going one of two ways this year. If Trump wins, markets are going to soar. And when the markets soar, it's going to drag Bitcoin up with it. Okay? Because Bitcoin is, listen, the stock market is still Big Daddy. And the stock market, Bitcoin is kind of the stock market's bitch to an extent, and the altcoins are all bitches to Bitcoin. That's like that's the hierarchy, okay? That's a hierarchy of like, so you got New York, Wall Street, whatever, because American stock market is the biggest, right? And then Bitcoin itself to lead the cryptocurrency, and then you got the shit coins like Hex and all that trash under. Good coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I have to say, I wouldn't feel like too risky if someone's like, you can only trade Bitcoin Cash. I'd be like, I could still make this work. Monero, obviously, for privacy, the best privacy coin ever is Monero.
Yep.
So Arcasio, all the way from Germany, says, I love money, so I watched the Tokyo Crypto Show. Thank you.
Exactly.
You are awesome. Any questions in there? Let's see. Y'all expecting the bull run? Okay, so I'll just go on the record and say I personally feel like this is just a summer pump. So I'm glad I took my profits. I didn't ride it out. I don't know, Charlie, are you riding it out still, or you took your Bitcoin profits?
The stuff that I bought at 9,400, the majority of it was for long-term holding in the cold storage. So yeah, I'm still riding out.
Wow, good move.
But the other thing is, I haven't mentioned this too much. I've mentioned it in passing every once in a while to some people and some not. I'm creating an algorithm that's going to be trading, auto trading Bitcoin and Ethereum and all sorts of other stuff. Right now we're at version 0.2. We did within the first month from June to July, we did version 0.1, just kind of getting things up to speed. Now we're at version 0.2. Probably by the middle of August, we'll be at like our beta version, ready to kind of get out there in the real world and do some testing with it. But the interesting thing about it was that last week, and it gave a long-term weekly price buy. Mm-hmm. The last time it did that was when Bitcoin was back down in the 4,000s. So that's pretty bullish in my opinion. And this guy was missing purple cow, knows what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the emotions at certain points in the market. He's talking about the Wall Street cheat sheet. So I guess I'll just like screen share that quickly here to kind of show you what I was talking about a little bit earlier, because I think not everybody is familiar with that. Actually, there we go. Is this one going to show it? There we go. Let me zoom in on this too. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So when you're at the top of a market, there's euphoria, right, which is what we had last summer. Then complacency around that 12K area, anxiety around 9K, and then panic, depression around 3K, or well, you can argue what number, whatever. I'm not going to go too much into it, but this is where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Disbelief. This is a sucker's rally. Just it's coming back down soon after, and once you get out there, once you get above, I say once you get Bitcoin around 15,000 or so, then I think you start getting hope. Right?
Really?
And then we'll start building up. Yep.
To the end of next year?
Well, the end of next year, right? We have
I must be in the disbelief. That's me. I'm in disbelief right there.
Exactly.
I am 100% in disbelief. I'm jaded. I took my profits like, fuck this. You've been burned before in crypto. Never again. Never again, motherfucker. But yeah. So okay, you think we're in disbelief?
We're definitely in disbelief.
Oh, Charlie, if you're right, this is gonna give you some street cred.
I know I'm right.
Listen, I want you to be right. I mean, that means I got to get back in. I'm out. I'm out of Bitcoin.
Yeah, and like I said, there's
cash.
The end of August, and in maybe early September, around there. That's the next time to get some good buys.
Mm-hmm.
And this week we might have to jump back in. If it goes above 11,300, I would say get back in just to ride that 2-week pump.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Zor. Is this Zora you're talking about?
No idea.
Isn't this Sora? You were talking about Sora? No, XOR. Sora pump. No. 33,000 the past 30 days. Working on a good project, but I'm staying away. I doubt it.
Yeah, this is what it's going to be interesting, right? When you get all these coins pumping like this in the alt market, you're going to get all sorts of different gambles you can try to bet on.
Our friend here says you should always take your gains while you're up. Yes, this is like my 20. I had a good Bitcoin Cash win in 2017. That was my biggest W. That was pulled out 6 racks from that.
Nice.
I'm watching with intent now. But the news is not. There's not so much news in crypto right now.
No, it's crickets, which I kind of like. So this is where you get.
This is some real money being moved around here.
Oh yeah, and I think you can speculate on what kind of money this is, but Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is a Bitcoin trust on Wall Street.
Ryan's asking about that here. Do you see that? Charlie, cyber privacy control. What's your thoughts on Grayscale Bitcoin?
Yep. So I would not trade them. Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't buy them and hold them for long term as an asset because they're overpriced. I think actually I think I still have the link to this, which is, this is perfect timing. Let me show you guys this. This is crazy. But anyways, the reason why I was going to mention Grayscale, and I'll show you this first actually, and then we'll talk about Grayscale. This is a little bit of a shocker for some people. So if I share screens, does the comment cover what I'm sharing?
I can take the comment off here.
Yeah, just for a little bit, then we'll put it back on.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. Here, I'm going to go ahead.
So in terms of Ethereum, you can see it, right?
Yeah, we got full screen.
All right. So instead of, for Ethereum, right, this is doing the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. I don't know how to pronounce this thing, Ethi or something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, investors are currently paying a 750% premium, according to Masari. Masari is a legit crypto research center. They do a lot of top-notch research. I would go and follow them. Actually, I'm not following them yet on my Twitter. I'll follow them now. I take emails from them because they have really good information. It's sometimes too much information, but you can sign up to their email list as well. But anyways, their investors here are paying a 750% premium. Basically, the secondary market investors are buying the Grayscale Ethereum Trust for their underlying Ethereum at an implied price of about 2,950. So that's above Ethereum's all-time high. So if you take a look at how they're measuring this, they're just measuring it as in if you're buying it through this trust, it's just kind of ridiculous. But so if you're looking at it that way, compared to the real price of Ethereum and all of that, they mark up, they make this stock on the stock market. They mark it up and they control its price however they want because they own, the majority of it, right? So I would say in terms of, you can put that comment back on now, so because I'll answer a bit more of that question.
Ryan's?
Yeah.
There we go.
But so in terms of the Grayscale trust, there's a couple of things which are important about it. But there's, I would say if you're willing to trade it, you can trade in and out of it, do some swings trades with it. That's fine. But I personally wouldn't be holding it long term because of that markup. But Ryan's saying, aside from the privacy and control stuff, what's your thoughts? So that's my main thought. Is just it's marked up. The second thought that I have on it is in terms of how that's affecting potential, I would say Wall Street buyers here, is that right now Grayscale is buying 1,350 Bitcoin per day. They're buying 1.5 times the current supply that's being mined on a daily basis of Bitcoin. Because right now there's about 900 Bitcoin being mined and minted per day globally. They're buying 1,350 Bitcoin per day since the halving, since May, right? What are they doing that for? They're not, they're doing it to line their pockets, of course, but they're also doing it to, in the future, start dumping that on Wall Street. So there's going to be a lot of Wall Street people coming, not wanting to touch Bitcoin itself. They'll be getting into the Grayscale trust, but also some of them may want, actual Bitcoin from OTC. So Grayscale is basically buying a shit ton of Bitcoin, a shit ton of Litecoin, Ethereum, but mainly Bitcoin. And recently, the guy who runs the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, he recently said, I can't wait for the banks to come and kiss my ass because national banks in the United States now can have crypto custody.
Really?
So all under the law, under federal law, all national U.S. banks have the ability to. So it's their decision whether they want to or not.
Wow.
And so now Grayscale has a shit ton. They're the main players on Wall Street with Bitcoin, right? Do the math. Coinbase as well has a lot of Bitcoin. They're working with JP Morgan. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these bigger banks and stuff are getting into this. So it's going to be really interesting to watch.
I think there's a lot of volatility coming. That's all I can predict for sure. I want Bitcoin to go back down. I always want Bitcoin to go down.
Yeah, I mean, you get better buys, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today on the Tokyo Crypto Show. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back here on my show, Interview with Man episode, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Friday, free consultation Friday. Call in with your questions. I got you. If you're on my email list, I'm going to send out an email today, a very important one. Keep an eye out for it. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.